Hey guys, this is Tonner, and today we're going to be talking about your starter choice in Raid Shadow Legends. As you know, with a whole bunch of games, you get a choice at the very start where you get to choose a character that's going to join your roster. In Raid, you're going to have the choice of 4 different characters. You've got Elhain, you've got Aethel, you've got Gallic, and then you've got Kayle. All 4 are going to be decent choices, and they're going to be meta. At the start, like if you happen to pull one of them, they're going to be useful. However, obviously, you know, you've got a better choice of the others, like that kind of edges out the other one. So we're going to talk about them and like where I kind of rank them. So the first one here is going to be Elhain, who is over here in the High Elf. So she is an attack-based character. She's going to apply attack damage once, and then it does an extra hit if it's a crit. She's going to attack one enemy and then all enemies, and she can apply a crit rate buff to you. And then she also attacks all enemies with her special with this ability is here, as well as the HP buff. So I think personally that she is probably going to be the weakest of the 4. She's decent in early arena and everything, and she does do some decent damage, and the crit rate buff to herself is going to be good. However, this part here is reliant on her getting kills. This part here is reliant on her getting crits. This part here is relying on her, you know, just dealing more damage. So she's going to be a good choice and definitely great in arena at the start, but personally she's not going to offer you very much in regards to the full kind of the full game beyond, you know, the very early kind of arena. I think that there are just better options here for you guys to choose. So the second one here is going to be Aethel. She is going to be under the Sacred Order here. Where is she? Yeah, so she's another attack-based character. She is going to apply the crit buff to herself and then also place a 30% increased defense buff onto herself based on her health. So if she's a lower health, then she gets that. And she also gains an extra turn from that. She's going to attack all enemies here and then inflict a 15% extra chance to inflict a crit. And then her basic applies a weaken. Personally, I think that she's probably the 3rd best choice. While she does offer a fair bit of damage, she's not offering too much beyond that. The weaken debuff on her to her basic here, or like her, you know, her first attack is going to be good, but it's not going to kind of be much to kind of write home about. The attack all is good. This buff is only to herself, unfortunately, and the increased defense up is kind of reliant on, you know, her being low health, which isn't great. However, she's going to be still like a good choice if you want to kind of run her, especially, you know, with the single target weaken here onto her basic. Next, we've got Gallic, who is going to be our second choice. So he is under the Orcs, and one of the most popular choices because of the fact that he's in like all of the advertising, as well as, you know, big orc, do big damage and big fun. So he's going to apply defense, decrease defense buff with his ability here. It has a 30% chance of applying a bigger one as well if they have 2 debuffs. He's got this part here, attacking all enemies, has a 15% chance of inflicting a crit, and then also applies increased speed to himself. And then his basic here is just attack 2 times. So personally, you know, this is going to be offering you a lot more. You've got the fact that he can speed himself up, the fact that he's going to be decreasing the defense of the enemies, which is nice. It's not going to kind of edge out into our first, but the first and second are very close. The decreasing defense here is going to be especially useful in some of the dungeons, making sure that you're decreasing that. He's also going to be decent in arena as well, which is really nice. You want to make sure that, you know, you've got good arena team to be able to progress through there. But honestly, I think that Kayle edges him out. So Kayle is a dark elf here. Where is he? Yeah, and he's the one that I personally chose myself. So they all basically have this increase the health here. He's got this part here, attack 4 enemies at random, and he also will apply the poison, which is really nice, and you can increase the chance that he's going to be doing that by increasing his abilities. But this part here is just really good if you're speed running things, and speed running is really important, especially at the start, to make sure that you're getting through stuff. Attacking all enemies has a 15% chance of inflicting a crit, sorry, an extra 15% chance of inflicting a crit, and then he also will fill his speed bar for each enemy killed. It makes him a really great carry at the start if you want to go through dungeons and campaigns and leveling characters up. Then you can use Kayle, because Kayle can just carry a group of 3 because he's just going to be able to use this and be able to get all his turn meter back. And then on his basic, you've got poison as well, which is going to be dealing a whole bunch of damage, especially to those big bosses and stuff. Where is poison? Where's poison? Poison here. It deals damage based off of their max health, which is really, really, really nice. So honestly, Kayle is my favorite choice in here. He's going to be, number 1 for me, but it's very close second with Gallic over in the Orcs as well. I don't think that Aethel and Elhain offer enough for you to make them be your first choice, and choosing them as your first one of these 4. However, if you happen to pull one of them, they're going to be good and they're going to kind of work alongside them pretty well. It all works out in the end, but personally, I just think that you're better off choosing either Gallic or Kayle. But let me know down in the comments what you guys think, and make sure you do head on down to the comments, download the game. It supports the channel, and you guys, you guys are amazing, and thank you so much for supporting us so far. I'd love to hear from you guys what content you'd love to see me make next. I hope you guys had a wonderful day, and goodbye.